Good morning, guys. I am Joke, and
Hello, and I'm Nightingale.
yeah, so this is now episode 3 of Yak Talk. And we're running Yak Talk episode 3 today because there was no Kappa Council this weekend, so we thought we would try to fill the void because there's plenty of news to be talked about.
Since this was kind of surprising for us, we tried to do it as quickly as possible, so not that much preparation. But anyways, onwards to the discussion. First and biggest news since the last Yak Talk is the Pandora patch.
Yeah, it was an enormous patch. It was bringing Pandora, but also a lot of other things. So I have been away for a week. I just got home yesterday, so I haven't had the time to play too much. But from what I noticed from reading the change logs of the patch, and also from playing Pandora, is that there is a lot of random elements added to the game, and especially into Pandora with the artifacts. There's also with Pandora they also changed a lot of cards like Tale of the Old Turtle, Luduan, Magda, and some others to add even more random elements to it. And I don't really like it personally. Maybe I just have to get used to it, but I feel like it's takes away a lot of...
Before we move on, you played Pandora yourself. How was the Pandora experience? Not the randomness, but just the Pandora experience itself. What did you think about it?
I had so much fun. I was starting and it was, first of all, super beautiful, and as everything else in Faeria. And the drafting part was really exciting, and as soon as I was done with my deck, I was really excited to use it because I felt like it was pretty good. Turned out it wasn't too good, but so I was playing and it was really fun. But then there was so many things happening that was out of my control that I didn't really like. But overall, I think it was still really fun.
Yeah, basically from what I read on Discord and Reddit, the main problem with Pandora is the fact that there are some of the shards that are just too random. Personally, I have nothing against the simpler shards. For example, I really like the shard that gives the artifact that gives the charge or that creates two prairies. But Garden Scale is kind of like public enemy number 1.
I haven't seen that one yet. I don't even know what artifacts there are.
Yeah, the point is that some of the artifacts are rarer than the others. They have the rarity symbols, and there were some issues. In the end, it seems like it is fine, but there was quite a lot of people complaining, at least vocal, about the randomness in Pandora. And that's, like you said, quite a few cards that are random, which the existing player base does not appreciate that much.
No.
And there are like continuously articles coming out about that, and I saw quite a few people in feedback on Discord about that as well.
Yeah, people have very strong emotions about the RNG implementations in Faeria because there was so little of it in the beginning, and now it's getting more and more. Pellorn actually wrote a really nice article about RNG, how it can be used for good and when it is not too good. You should check it out. It's in the official Faeria boards.
Yeah, I actually read that just I think half an hour before we did this show, and I agree with majority of what he said. Like, I also think that the RNG is not really the thing that Faeria right now needs. And, well, good RNG is good, but the one that it has currently is the bad RNG.
Yeah.
But yes, beside the bad things, there are some, well, good things. Like the balance patch changed the metagame of Constructed quite a bit and created some new archetypes. For example, along with the Pandora patch, there came 2 new archetypes. For example, Blue-Red has now 7 cost matters. Because of that, the Ogre Dance and the Bold Bargainer were buffed to 7 cost, like to fit the theme. And there are a few blue cards that also grow up and have triggers for 7 cost matters. And this was second theme that was new with the patch is in the red cards that care about power being higher than toughness. These cards are strong, though, well, they see constructed as well, but it's obvious that it's like they aren't that strong in constructed right now. It's more for drafting archetypes, which is interesting. But with all these changes, with all these archetypes, there is the metagame of constructed is quite mono blue. At least it was for last week. We even had the Tail of the Old Turtle nerfed. The original card after the patch said that it is 5 Faeria, 2 lakes, create 3 cards, and random blue cards like Spellwell, but they are discounted by 3. It turned out that the card was a bit too strong because it was in every single deck, even non-blue ones, because they just wanted to splash that. Yeah. So they nerfed it so that it costs right now 3 lakes and 6 Faeria. So it's 1 lake more and 1 Faeria more, which makes it kind of balanced because right now it's not always correct, but as a card advantage engine when you're running out of cards, it's really good. But mono blue was still dominating. The situation is slowly moving away. So with all these changes, the only color that was hit a lot is green. Like green is unplayable right now. It's kind of playable, but really bad. And there were, and besides the balance changes, there were some other changes. Want to tell about them, J0k?
Yeah, now I'm getting a little bit confused. Which changes?
The codices.
Right, yeah. They were changing some of the cards in the codexes. So as far as I know, mostly the green codexes were changed because they were, for beginners, they were really powerful compared to the other ones. Is that correct?
It's not only the issue was that the green cards, but also the other codices, like all the codices were changed. The green ones were nerfed, other ones were buffed, and rarities were changed to fit the free-to-play players and beginners more. But basically, yes, green ones were too strong.
All right. So yeah, I've been away for a week. I haven't been catching up with everything just yet. But but about the changes, I think it's really refreshing. I mean, so many of the cards, like what's it called? The Silent Horsemaster, for example. It's a really interesting card right now. They made so many interesting changes. The only ones I don't really like are the ones with all that RNG implemented. It feels like when you play Tail of the Old Turtle, it's almost like you're rolling a die, and it's like, okay, if I roll a 1 or 2, it's bad for me. If I roll a 2 or 3, it's okay. If I roll 4, 5, or 6, I win the game. Or not really like that, but you know what I mean.
About Tail, I kind of agree, but I did also have quite much fun with it, especially when it gave me some land moving effects in tournament. It was so interesting to move opponent lands, because these cards are usually not good enough to include in the decks, but when you get them from Tail of the Old Turtle, it becomes really interesting board states.
Yeah, I can imagine. But I think, for example, if it would say something like draw 3 cards and reduce those costs instead,
that would be broken.
I mean, you would obviously have to play around with the numbers, like that you draw fewer cards or reduce the cost less or something like that, or that the card costs more. But then at least you can build a deck around it with more consistency, because right now it feels, I don't know, I don't like it too much.
Well, yeah, I also have. Let's just say that I also have a problem with how random all these elements are, and I think devs are getting quite a lot of feedback. So it's just the question of will they listen to it? Usually they do. So
yeah, but I'm sure there's also a lot of people who do enjoy it. I mean, I know for a fact that there are people who also really like it and think it's super fun, because a lot of people who started playing Faeria and were waiting for Pandora, they are these people who want to be very competitive, and Pandora is maybe not the mode for those people. It might be the more relaxed casual mode.
Yeah, there is also the issue that majority of the Faeria players right now have spent the money on what they thought the game would be, and the fact that those are more hardcore players. Like casuals wouldn't be spending on early access.
Yeah,
that's also the issue. So there is a question of who is the feed, like we are getting feedback from. But anyways, next topic, because about this topic you will be able to read on Discord for quite some time right now.
Yes, and everyone go and give your own feedback. It's important because it's still in the early stages, or not really. I mean, they've been already working for it for a long time, but the more feedback, the better. All right, moving on. There's been some tournaments.
Yeah, so last week there was originally supposed to be 2 tournaments, but as the organizers realized that there was double booking, the second one got cancelled, so there is only Lunar Rumble tournament. And even though we had only, 12 or 13 people around, congratulations to King Dance. He won with his yellow-blue deck, basically mono blue, which splashed yellow for big costs. So it's kind of 7 cost matters, but instead of red, it splashes vampires.
All right. Were you playing in the tournament?
Yeah, I was playing mono blue. I got to top 4 and got eliminated. Actually, I think that King Dance's only loss came to me in the first round. So yeah. So that was the last week's tourney, but much bigger things are upcoming. Like, I think it was today that we got announcements. First of all, there is going to be a top 8 tournament for, like, prize pool is $300.
Top 8 as in the high score ladder.
The God rank. Top 8 God rank players are qualified for it at the end of each season, and it's not a big tournament, but $300 in cash prizes.
Yes.
But much bigger event, which got announced a few hours ago, I think 5 hours ago or so. So, J0k, tell us about that.
Yeah, that got me really excited, actually. So, Abracam has today announced that they are going to do monthly tournaments with $3,000 in cash prize. And the participants, there's going to be 36 players, and the top 8 God rank players are invited. So the same people who will play for the $300 tournaments. And then there's going to be 16 qualified spots. So even if you're not in God rank or among the top 8, you can still participate in the qualifiers and hope to get a spot that way. There's also going to be 4 community vote invites, and that to me is really exciting because people will be able to vote on their favorite players or streamer or just a friend or anyone really, and the 4 people with the highest amount of votes will also be invited. And then Abracam has reserved 4 more invites for special guests, and we don't really know who those are going to be.
Yeah, I don't really know, but I would assume it's something similar to Go Faeria Clash, where they invited Hearthstone pros.
Yeah, that's what I assume as well. So with this announcement, they also launched a brand new page on their esports.faeria.com, I think it is. And there you can see the top list, you can see all the information. They made a beautiful video, a trailer for the tournament, so you should go check that out.
Oh, somehow I missed that, but yeah.
You can see everyone's ELO, you can see everyone's win rate, how many games they played. It's really good. Let me see if I...
Yeah, I'm really excited about the tourneys, though I was hoping for more like top 16 god ranks, because top 8 is kind of cluttered, especially with Cappuccino taking 2 slots.
Yeah, but each player only gets 1, so if you're playing a Smurf account, it's moved down.
Yeah, I know, but still, I feel like it should have been 16, but yeah, at least for the $30 event. For this big event, it's understandable that it's 8. And I'm really excited to it. Gotta attend both. Oh yeah, it's 16 qualified people, but it's gonna be split up by 2 qualifiers.
Yeah. So there's gonna be one weekend, there's one qualifier, and then a week later, I think there is another qualifier.
Yeah. So
those are the big news for this last week. I mean, there's been a lot of things happening in Faeria this week.
Yeah. But still, we're just like, this is the rundown of the news. I do think Kappa Council will be up this or next week, where they will discuss it in much more detail.
Yeah. And yeah, so apologize for the maybe a little bit poor preparation, but we just wrote to each other half hour ago, let's do this before we go to bed.
Yeah, not that good of a quality, but I do hope we accomplished our goals.
Yeah,
anyways.
We just wanted to let everyone read or listen if you are not keeping up to date with all the things that are going on. So yeah, I think that's it.
Yep. So, and last words, Joe.
Oh yeah, of course. If you need help improving in Faeria, come to faeriacoaching.com and we'll try to help you out. Preferably if you're not too experienced, or not god ranked players at least, because then I don't have too much to offer, I guess. But if you're a beginner, or if you've been playing for a while but you're struggling, go to faeriacoaching.com.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, hope you enjoyed this, or at least found this useful. And yeah.
All right. Thank you, Nightingale, for doing this, and good night.
Thank you, J0k3se, and good night.